Hi, I'm Matthew Kelly, and welcome back to our discussion of slowing down to the speed of joy. I have thoroughly enjoyed our time together. I hope it has been enriching for you, insightful for you. I hope it's re-energized you to think differently about what is possible in your own life. Part 4 of the book, which is the last part of the book, is called The Secret of Life. A few years ago, I was invited to give a speech, and it was a favor for a friend of mine, and about a month before I'm due to speak, I get this email telling me that the topic of my speech is the secret of life. Of course, this is news to me. There was no conversation about it. There was no anything. It was just dropped in my lap. I have this exercise I do when I'm going to speak. I try to get the message down to 10 words or less. And I do this to force myself to get very, very clear about what I want the audience to take away with them. And so I get this topic, secret of life. I'm thinking about, everyone's got a view on what secret of life is, and I'm trying to get it down to 10 words, and I'm working on some of the things I want to say and working on the 10 words, and the best I've ever got is about 7 words, and on this particular occasion I got down to 4 words. So the secret of life, in 4 words: want the right things. That is the secret of life. And maybe it's just one of life's secrets, but it is crucial. Wanting the wrong things will lead us away from our best self so fast. Why? Because desire is incredibly powerful in the human being. Desire is incredibly powerful in the human being. And the thing is that our desire has no moral sense. Our desire has no ethical sense. Our desire just goes where we point it. We are the ones with the ethical sense. We are the ones with the moral sense. But desire, whatever we point desire on, it will go full bore towards that. Desire is powerful. Desire directs our lives. The things we desire add to our joy or destroy our joy. There is a relationship between the quality of your desires and the quality of your life. Is wanting the right things the absolute and definitive secret of life? I don't know. And it doesn't matter. Desire is a critical aspect of our lives. Of that I am certain. If some desires are right and other desires are wrong, our culture is increasingly uncomfortable with this idea. This brings us face to face with one of the great dictators of our age, relativism. Relativism is a philosophy that asserts that there is no absolute truth. It states that nothing is true for everyone. You have your truth, and I have my truth, we hear people say. This is the abusive fruit of relativism. Relativism aggressively opposes distinctions between right and wrong. But the first problem with relativism is the assertion that it is absolutely true that nothing is absolutely true. It negates itself. It's internally inconsistent. It cannot be absolutely true that nothing is absolutely true, because that is a statement of absolute truth. And that is just one of the many problems with relativism. If there is no right path, that means all paths are equal, and that is obviously disorienting, especially to the hearts and minds of our young people. But you can see how this could lead us quickly into a philosophy or a philosophical quagmire. So let's not go there. Let's just say that some desires help you flourish and others don't. Some desires help you become the best version of yourself and others are self-destructive. And some desires are good for other people and other desires would bring harm to others if they were pursued. What are the right things? What are the right things to desire? What are the right things for you to desire? The right things to want are those that lead you and others to flourish. The more we flourish, the more we are capable of love. The opposite of flourishing is languishing. It means to lose vitality, to grow weak and feeble. You could be phenomenally successful and at the same time be withering or languishing. You could indulge in one pleasure after another, and those pleasures could be destroying you, body and soul. What are the right things to desire? Oh, I resisted that. I resisted it. But I had a group of friends read it and they're like, well, you got to put something in there. You can't just say desire the right things or want the right things and then not even suggest what some of the right things are. So I went out for a walk one day to think about this and I thought, all right, well, I'll just come home and I'll write a list, but I'm not going to over-examine it. I'm not going to try and put it in order of this is the most important thing to want and this is the least important thing to want. It isn't. It absolutely is not a complete list of the right things to desire. It's just a list. It's just a list of some things to get you thinking about it, a list of things to begin pursuing in your life if you're not, perhaps. What are the right things to desire? Needs. Wanting what you need is wisdom. Truth, beauty, and goodness, virtue, gratitude, God, a deep, unshakable connection with God. Heaven, C.S. Lewis observed, if I find in myself desires which nothing in this world can satisfy, the only logical explanation is that I was made for another world. Love, opportunities to love and be loved, to know that you are loved not because of anything you did or gave, or even because you loved, but that you are loved just for who you are. Meaningful relationships, Sundays, friends, family, leisure, joy, to live your life at the speed of joy, dreams, beautiful thoughts, laughter, great books to read, time to read them, to know the will of God, forgiveness, the grace to forgive, the desire to forgive, the courage to ask for the desire to forgive when you don't want to forgive, enthusiasm, healing, a healthy mind, patience, kindness, a strong work ethic, a chance to serve others, optimism, curiosity, the desire to grow and improve, faith, hope, to be staggeringly generous, to die peacefully in your sleep at an old age, to give something away every day, clarity, to know what matters most and to be satisfied ignoring what doesn't matter, contentment, wisdom, tears, tears of joy, tears of healing, trust, enough, not more, not less, enough. To grow old graciously and gracefully, the very best version of yourself, to flourish and to want the right things for the right reasons. So that's the list I put together quickly. Secret of life, to want the right things. What do you want? Most people haven't got the foggiest idea. It's one of the great difficulties in our modern culture. Everybody wants to do whatever they want to do, but nobody or very few people actually know what they want. What is it that you want? Take some time to get really clear about that. Not the shallow, superficial stuff, but deep, deep down in your heart and soul, what are the wants that are not going to go away? Secret of life is to work that out, and to want the right things. I'll leave you with a story, my favorite story from the book. Each night before my children go to bed, I spend a few minutes with them, one at a time, talking about the day, reading, praying, asking questions, and answering questions. It is a magical time in my day. It reorients me. Children know the speed of joy. They have a way of effortlessly reminding us of what matters most. The clarity of a child can instantly rearrange our priorities. I had such an experience when my third son, Harry, was about 5 years old. "What are you going to do tomorrow?" I asked my 5-year-old son. He thought for a moment and then replied with pure delight, "I'm just going to wake up, have breakfast, and then I will decide." It was one of those piercing moments of clarity that children effortlessly supply. I smiled. "That sounds amazing, Harry." "Yep," he said, smiling back. "Tomorrow night I will tell you all about it." And off to bed he scampered, joyfully. But his words lingered. Harry had figured it out. And Hemingway's words came floating back. When spring came, even the false spring, there were no problems except where to be happiest. And if you could keep from making engagements, each day had no limits. Later that night, I found myself reflecting on what my little boy had taught me. Days later, weeks later, his words were still resounding deep within me. They were an invitation to something more, something better, something different. When was the last time you woke up, had breakfast, and only then decided what to do for that day? I kept asking myself this question. It had been a while. I couldn't think of one. Since that night, I have endeavored to change that. I call them Harry days. A Harry day is a day when you wake up, have breakfast, and decide what will bring you the most joy. I wish you many Harry days. I wish you many Harry days. Slow down, do less, discover the speed of joy. It will change you forever. It will change your life forever. It will transform your relationships. It will bring you gifts you didn't even know were possible.